Hey, my moonbeams, welcome back to Cosmosis or Whatever with me, your host, Salia Marie, 1243, the Spirit Guide Whisperer, your fairy tarot sister. If you are ready to transform the way that you view the world, get in touch with your intuition, grow, and glow as a soul, then you are absolutely in the right place. This week's episode is not planned out. We're gonna kind of fly by. I haven't scripted anything or, I wanted to do a reading. So if y'all are cool with hearing a message that you need to hear, stay tuned. Just keep listening. I haven't done this. I don't think I've done this before. Maybe I have. I mostly do audio readings for my patrons. If you guys want to join the Patreon fam and get a lot more insight into the spiritual realms, practice, your intuition, trusting your intuition with us, learning a lot of those intricate little details about the spiritual world that will help you kind of level up. Definitely join us on Patreon. It's all linked below on the description. But yeah, if it's cool with y'all, we'll do a reading today, kind of a collective message on healing. And I really want to make this about that place that I feel like I am, and I feel like a lot of my one-on-one clients have been in, a lot of the collective, we're all really feeling this energy of being in liminal space. Okay, so hold on, let me get a drink of water real quick. Lofty topic. So liminal space. Liminal space is what I call, it's an in-between space where you aren't quite who you want to be yet, and you're also no longer who you used to be, right? So I think of it as this. The way that I channeled it, I actually did a message similar to this on Patreon, but I was talking about, seeing this astronaut out in space and kind of being released from his spaceship and feeling like really crazy that there is no gravity, right? And he's like basically fighting, punching the air, freaking out because there is no gravity. And he's trying to get used to that. He's not on Earth. He's not in the space shuttle. He's just out floating. And I feel like that's a place where a lot of us are energetically right now. And so if you feel like you're in that space, or if you know somebody who feels like they're kind of in that in-between space where you could be very, I heard the word groggy. You could be very like groggy, feel like you're not really getting great sleep. For one, you're going through an awakening. For one, you are timeline jumping. For two, we talked about timeline jumping in an episode like maybe last year or even the year before, possibly. There was 2 parts on timeline jumping in your highest path. We'll talk a little bit about those things, but that might be a good one to listen to too, if you want to hear about that. But this message that I keep getting is just allowing yourself, instead of being that astronaut and being out there freaking fighting the air and fighting the lack of gravity, just to sit there and float. To sit there and float and be. Another visual or description for those of you guys who like those when I do those, it's like when you are jumping, like if you're jumping over like the Grand Canyon, obviously like a cartoon or something, what, stay with me here, right? You're jumping over like a big space, right? A big hole, like big gap, like maybe in a cartoon. I'm seeing it in a cartoon version. So you're on one side of the cliff, you jump, and it's like that slow motion, like before you get to the other side of that cliff or that ravine, right? Where you're just kind of suspended midair. That's where you are right now. If you're listening to this, I don't think there's any such thing as coincidence. So if you're listening to this, I've either told you to come listen to it or you found it on your own. In either case, it's definitely finding you for a reason. I'm going to pull a card. That came out super fast. I'm using my Star Codes Astro Oracle deck. Digest. Virgo. Stop. That's so funny because don't we have a Virgo full moon coming up? We have a full moon coming up on the... Can y'all hear me clicking in the background? Yes, stop. Okay, we have a... Okay, Spirit, I see you, Spirit. We have a Virgo full moon coming up on Friday, February 23rd, right? So we're doing a full moon event. That is next week. We're doing a full moon event. That's so funny because I totally would have forgot to tell you guys about this. And I feel like this is something very, very important. And it also has to do with liminal space and being able to move from liminal space to where you want to be. This is perfect. Ashe, thank you, Spirit. Okay, so we have a Virgo full moon. This card is number 6 in the deck. It says Virgo digest. And this Virgo full moon, we are doing a somatic stretching event / meditation for Moonglow. Every full moon, we do a different event that is channeled by yours truly, tailored to the energy of that full moon. And what I was really getting from Spirit is like, there is so much that we need to let go. Okay, there's so much that we need to shed. And one way that we can do that, especially everything that's been holding on in our body, because it's one thing, you can clean your house, which you absolutely should. You should absolutely right now be going through your closet. And I feel like a lot of you guys are already doing this. So this could be good confirmation. And if you're not, take this as your sign, right? Go take things to, donation. Give away things that, you haven't used in ages, you haven't worn in ages, things that have expired, that old makeup that you've been wearing since 2022, like, girl, get rid of it, because you're walking into this new, fresh chapter. And I know you can sense it. I know you can feel it. But another way that we store a lot of the trauma and energy and things is in our body. So if your body has been feeling a little sore lately, and sometimes not even that, because we don't even realize that our body is storing trauma a lot of the time, it can be very obvious in certain ways, but there are very subtle ways that it can show up as well. Like having straining in your back, in your neck. It's not just you getting old, friend. It could also be trauma stored there trying to make its way out. And so somatic stretching, what we're doing in this class, workshop / meditation on February 23rd, next Friday, is I'm going to show you guys some really good ways that you can get to release all of that pent up energy. I really love to dance as a way of releasing this energy, but for those of you guys who don't like to dance, don't feel comfortable, stretching, we're going to do stretching. It's not going to be on Zoom. It's going to be on YouTube. So you guys will just see me and I'll be demonstrating a bunch of very easy stretches that just about anybody can do. I'm not going to say everybody can, but just about anybody can do. I'll show you guys some really good ways to release some trauma, and you'll learn some things about how that trauma is stored in your body. So please join us. If you feel like that energy pent up in your body needs to go, you want to learn about it, join us. It's only $22. That's the energy exchange. It's a 2-hour class. It'll be good for you to align with the full moon. Okay, so that's funny. But this card is a number 6 that talks a lot about karma, which is funny because I think what we're doing next month is going to be karma clearing, a karma clearing class and meditation. But other than that, I'm opening up the book and we're looking at what this Virgo card means for us. Okay, so it says, look for the grain and release the chaff. Weed, harvest, and sort. Something in this situation needs to be sorted, edited, or reorganized in order to bring in its harvest. So your harvest is where you want to be, right? That is all of the beautiful bounty waiting for you on that other side. So it's like, what are you letting go of? That makes so much sense. Virgo wants you to be specific, sort and release a habit, not a person. So this isn't talking about people, where I actually feel like it could be talking about people for you. But basically what we are really looking at here is those limiting beliefs. And sometimes people might be attached to those limiting beliefs. What do I mean by that? So if you have this limiting belief that you are not allowed to take up space, there could be somebody who's very much attached to that for you, and maybe cutting them or clearing them looks like spending less time with them, or really just not taking to heart when they are enforcing those ideas that no longer align with who you want to be. So we're really needing to take stock of who we have been, right? That's the first part. Spirit is showing this to me in parts. We need to take stock of who we have been, right? And who we want to be, and find the differences in those people, in those versions of us. So, for example, if you have been super bad with money your whole life, right? Maybe that's where you're coming from in your liminal space. You've been super bad with money. You have always, like, maybe you'll make a little, but then you always spend it. You end up in debt, whatever. Maybe the highest version of you right now looks like somebody who really takes care of their money, who really respects it, but also isn't blocked and is not afraid to spend it, right? So, and you're in that in-between space. List down, I think I'm going to make this an exercise on Patreon and probably probably channel more things about this and turn it into like an activity on Patreon too. But it really feels like you need to literally write down, I'm seeing somebody write down who I was, and then just write down all the attributes of that person. And then on the other side, who you want to be, or who you're becoming, not even who you want to be, who you're becoming. Use those words instead. And then on that side, I want you to list down everything that that person embodies, right? So what does that person do? What are the habits of somebody who takes care of their money? Do they, whatever that looks like for you. I was about to give an example that probably wouldn't make any sense, but your spirit guides are asking you to align with your highest self. And don't be afraid of this liminal space. Just kind of embrace it. But while you're embracing it, you can also kind of prepare your energy to jump in or land in that next timeline. I love this. I love this. So really just you're shedding everything that no longer serves you. You are becoming this new version of yourself. One way that I really like to do this too is connecting with your higher self. Connect with your higher self as often as possible. There is a really good meditation that I did on Patreon. It's a higher self daily alignment meditation. It allows you to connect with your higher self, experience them, see yourself connected to them, and then merge into them. When I do that meditation, I always feel so much more guided in my day. You know why? Because I'm looking at things through the eyes of my higher self. Your higher self, I talked about higher self in the last episode, if you didn't check that out. But yeah, it just really feels like we are taking a serious look at what we're leaving behind, and who we want to be. The Magician is here reversed. The Four of Wands is here reversed. One more card flew out, and the Queen of Cups. So with this Magician energy, what I'm really getting, it's reversed. And, if you guys aren't familiar with tarot, when a tarot card comes out upside down, we can take the meaning to mean something a little bit different than if it was upright. And some people read reversals and some people don't. But what I'm getting from this Magician card reversed, it really feels like you are not being asked to manifest, not in the way that you might traditionally be manifesting. They're telling you don't come from a place of like longing. That makes sense, because when I was saying to do that exercise of, writing down on one side who you have been and who you're becoming on the other side, at first I said who you want to be. It's not about who you want to be. It's already who you're becoming. You are already in alignment. You're on the track to be in alignment with your highest self. But the question is, are you going to block yourself by making it further away than it actually has to be? And in this case, manifesting or coming from this energy of lack or longing or wanting is going to push that thing further away from you. Not literally, energetically, it's going to feel further away from you. So I wouldn't even call this manifesting. Don't think about it as manifesting, even though it low-key kind of is. Think about this. I just heard reframe the way that you're thinking about it. Think about this liminal space that you're in as an opportunity for you to really... It's funny because they're saying it's not manifestation, but like it is. It's this opportunity for you to dream up who you're becoming. Your spirit guides just said, I just heard, don't beg the universe. So I don't know if there's some of you guys out there who lately you've just been like, please, like I really want this, or you're coming from this place of ego or lack, and your spirit guides are like, it's not even that, because you're already on your way there. You're literally already on your way there. It's like, what they're telling me is like, it's like when you are, maybe you're a little kid and you are going with your family to Disney World, and your parents are like, oh, this is a trust issue thing. Okay, yeah. Because I'm seeing little kids in a car going to Disney World, and they're like, are we going to Disney World? And your parents are telling you like, yes, we're on our way to Disney World. And you're sitting there asking questions like, are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? And it's like, you already know that you're going, you're just really excited, and there starts to be almost kind of like an anxiety of when you're going to get there, because it's taking so long for you to get there. And liminal space can last a while, like months. This in-between space that you're in. So I feel like your spirit guides are like, instead of asking, are we there yet? Are we there yet? When are we going to be there? How much longer? Your spirit guides are asking you. I'm literally seeing somebody pull out their coloring book. Pull out your coloring book, friend. Do things that feel good. And I'm seeing that the coloring book is a Disney coloring book. So it's like, visualize what it's going to be like once you get there. Put yourself in that energy. So if you're not good at visualizing, maybe you want to listen to things, listen to sounds. Embody. You're not manifesting, you are embodying what you are truly wanting to be. Again, not wanting. Spirit keeps correcting me. I keep saying wanting and I keep getting corrected. Like, it's not wanting, you're already becoming that version of yourself. So this Four of Wands card, immediately what I'm getting from that too is make sure that your space around you also reflects who you are becoming. Okay, so like, for example, if you guys saw my Patreon story, child, somebody needs to join Patreon. If you've been thinking about joining Patreon, just go on and do it. Just go on and do it, because I've been saying it too many times. Anyway, take the leap. That's what I just heard. But with this Four of Wands reversed, I have actually been feeling this. If you saw my Instagram story, which is what I was trying to say, if you saw my Instagram story the other day, I was posting about plants. I'm also in this liminal space with you guys, right? We're all in this together. But what I have been getting for myself, I know the highest version of myself is surrounded by plants, is surrounded in a home, in a place where she feels super cherished. I keep hearing the word oasis from myself. What does that look like? And this isn't just about spending money. Okay, this is about clearing out the things that don't serve you. Making, cleaning for some of us, right? Does your highest self live in a place that's like cluttered? No, probably not. So prepare that space for yourself, whatever that looks like, whether that's putting more colors on your wall, whether that is, creating a better space for meditation. Does the highest version of you meditate? Ooh, I think that's what I'm going to do on Patreon. I think I'm going to do a series of questions where you can start to kind of visualize your higher self or connect with them. Like that's going to be the whole, yeah, that'll be good. That'll be good. Okay, let me write that down before I forget. But yeah, you're basically preparing a space. I'm also seeing spirit show me like when you're getting a new pet, right? So say your mom is telling you like, oh, we're going to get a new guinea pig. And you're like, yay. And she's like, okay, well, the guinea pig won't be here till tomorrow, but you can get ready for it. So what are you going to do? Go buy a guinea pig cage, of course. What do guinea pigs like? You can, get their favorite foods, put some carrots in there, put a little wheel. Do guinea pigs go on wheels or is it just hamsters? You guys know what I'm talking about. Okay. Prepare a space for who you are becoming. That is what your spirit guides need you to know. And I feel like hopefully that just brought off a little light bulb moment for you guys. So the last thing that I will say with this message, with this Queen of Cups card here, also make sure that in this liminal space, in this in-between space that you're in right now, offer yourself kindness. Offer yourself kindness. Offer yourself love. Offer yourself grace. Okay, it feels like you could have been really, really hard on yourself lately. If you need to cry, cry. That's part of the release process, right? We said we're releasing things, in our body. We're releasing things, the habits that we have. We're releasing these limiting beliefs and ideas. We're releasing, food habits that don't suit us. We're releasing people and conversations and music and things that just no longer align with who we are becoming right now. And even if you happen to slip up on that or you don't quite know who you want to be, your spirit guides are telling you to be calm and gentle and peaceful and loving with yourself. Show yourself so much love. I'm getting 222, 2222. The number 16 just popped out to me as well. I just saw dice as well, so this could be about taking risks. Be gentle with yourself right now. Okay, you are so much more than you're giving yourself credit for right now. And your spirit guides are like, look at everything that you've been through. This leap, this liminal space, you've been through this before, just in another version of yourself to another version of yourself. You had to be in liminal space to get to this beautiful version of you. So don't put down that version of yourself that you're leaving behind. Show it grace. Show it compassion. Show it love. Let it know that, thank it. Thank that version of you for its time, for all the lessons that it's taught you, because you will build off of that in being your higher self. You guys, this is making me emotional. This is really sweet. Okay. Another last little message that I'll slip in here, especially for the astrology girls or those of you who are trying to get more into astrology, check out your Chiron placement. I feel like there's a lot of limiting beliefs that you need to release at this time revolving around your Chiron placement. Okay, so your Chiron placement, that's an asteroid, I believe, in your birth chart. We'll probably talk about it on Patreon. Like I said, we talk about all the things on Patreon. And it is your wounded healer. That's what you have come to this life to continuously work through and heal. So right now, especially, I've been getting a lot of Chiron energy for people needing to tap into what your Chiron is, what house it's in, what sign it is in, and being able to release the limiting beliefs associated with that Chiron placement. So I obviously have some Patreon content to make, so I hope that this was really helpful for you guys. If you guys liked this style of reading, podcasting, I forgot that this was even a podcast, to be honest. If you guys like this, let me know. And be sure to rate the podcast, please. That is a beautiful way of exchanging energy. But yeah, I hope that you, on the way to who you're becoming, that you're kind to yourself, that you are gentle with yourself, and that you are excited for what's to come and not let anxiety take you over. Okay, that is my prayer. That is my wish. That is the energy that I'm sending to you. Love you all so much. Thank you for listening, and I will catch you guys in the next one.